everyone, it's Bailey from Making It from Midwest, and this is my New York IMATS haul. Woohoo! If you follow me on Twitter, or if you watched the last video that I posted, which was what I took on my makeup bag to IMATS, you'll know that I went to IMATS New York, which was a total blast. I met up with April B and Sammy from Sammy's Makeup Corner, both of which I'll link in the bottom bar, which you should go check out the channels. But I met up with them, and we just had one heck of a makeup time, and then we ate lunch, then we had more makeup times, and it was just obscenely fun. So I didn't vlog while I was there. I kind of felt it was a massive fail on my part. I have clips of like the student competition and stuff like that, but it's really not enough to substantiate an entire vlog video. I just suck at vlogging. But Miss April B, whose name, I don't know why I call her April B, just rolls off the tongue. It's April. She did a great vlog, amazing editing, great video skills. She did a great vlog that's already been posted. I'll link to that below. What else do I have to say? I think that's really it. I think I'll go chronologically, like in the order I got my makeup. That way I can lay out my day for you, what all we did, I did, and we did together, as well as show you what I got. So if you'd like to see, please continue watching. So first off, and what was probably the biggest purchase of the entire trip for me, were pigment stacks by NYX Cosmetics. The place was packed. First of all, you walk in and it's unbelievably packed. My strategy was just to find the place with the shortest line. The place that I wanted to go, that was like the top places I wanted to go but had the shortest line, because I'm telling you something, it was ridiculous how long these lines were. So some lines I braved, others I just didn't bother. And so one of my first stops was NYX, because the way they had it set up, it was just way more conducive to like browsing and buying and stuff. So they were busy, but it was just easier. So I got 3 pigment stacks, and let me share them. So to start, one of the reasons that I got pigments, that I really like pigments in general, is because they're so versatile in terms of use. Particularly, I mean, they tell you on the back here, they give you all the uses that, or all the things you can use these for. Among them are, you can use them as an eyeshadow, that's kind of a given. Wet or dry, you can, you know, mix them with water, mixing medium, whatever, and use them wet or just as a regular powder. Eyeliners, again, you just use a liner brush and do the same thing. Nail polish, you can use it on your lips. You can apply it as a bronzer if you have a color that's, you know, like bronzy. Or you can, they say temporary hair highlights, which I never ever thought to use this for, but I was listening to one of the women who were like behind the booth talking to customers. She was telling another girl how to use it, and so I'm definitely going to be trying that, because it's kind of similar to hair chalking to me, which I really want to try, but I feel like it ended up all over my clothes, and I don't think this would as much. Anywho, enough with the talking. This is the Rainforest stack, and I don't know how I want to do this. I mean, I guess I'll show you like this. Here are the pigments. You can see these are like more nudie and these are more green. Maybe I'll swatch them for you. I think I'll swatch them for you. This is such an awkward, oh, I did not anticipate this. I don't know how the lighting's going to treat these swatches, but I will have these up on the blog. This is actually from the top of the pigment stack going to the bottom, and you get 6 pigments in each stack. They're all pretty color coordinated. This was Rainforest, like I said before, and it has a bunch of nudes and then 2 greens here on the end, and one is like a foresty green and one's kind of an olivey green. And the rest are, there's something different to each kind of nudie color. And they're all shimmery. Some have pearlescent finishes. One was very much like MAC's Melon pigment, which I love, always love MAC dupes. So it was just, this was just the most wearable stack that I found. The next stack is Ivory, and this was so unique. The great thing was that all the products I got, even though I got quite a lot of things, they were all very unique. I tried to not waste my money on stuff I already had, and I really tried to focus on, just because this is a brand you can't find anywhere else doesn't mean you don't own a product just like it from another brand. So I really tried to focus on things that I definitively didn't have, and I think I was pretty successful at that. So the next stack I got was, I just said it, Ivory, and this looks so boring, right? So stinking boring, and a ton of you are going to know what this is, but it's actually like a duochrome stack where each of these has a different color reflect. The top I'm not going to swatch because it's just a matte white, actually. That's really all it is a matte white. But then going down from there, there is, say, this one that has, what is this, pink reflex. Yeah, I just don't know how much of this you're going to see. It's really going to show up over darker bases. Like you put it over black and it's going to have this trippy, weird, cool, colorful reflect. Here is a green one, and after this one we'll probably be able to see, oh, yeah, so you see, can you see? I don't know. they have a weird kind of reflect. I don't think I'll bother swatching this stack because I just don't know how they're showing up in camera. I don't waste your time. But you'll have to take my word for it that they are very cool. They're kind of like e.l.f. shadow transformers. It's a foursome quad that you can put over eyeshadow and it will transform your eyeshadow by giving it like a certain kind of gleam, certain reflect. It's like that, only better, I think, because it's pigment and they're like more pigmented. So you can layer them and put them with liquid and make them more intense. So very cool. And then the last pigment stack I got was Ava or Ava. It's just AVA. So I'm going to say Ava. We're going to go with Ava. And this is another stack that, just looking at it, looked incredibly boring. And I even asked her, is this a concealer palette? Because as you can see, they are all very natural, just natural in tone. And she said, no, they're, the woman behind the booth who was helping me said, no, they're actually neutral colors with pearl reflex. They all have some weird finishy pearl reflex thing where they'll look nude at one angle and then completely white and pearly from a different angle, or they just, or satiny from a different angle. They're just very cool, and one of them I think is a dupe for the taupe color in the Naked 2 palette, which is really, the only reason I want the Naked 2 is because it had that kind of taupey color. So, if nothing, I have that in this stack. I think I'm going to do the same with this one because they all look very similar and very non-eventful in the pot. I'm just going to do one to kind of see how it turns out. This is the pot that I use. You can see it looks very normal, very natural, very nude. It's just like kind of blah camel, light camel khaki color. And on the hand, it is this bottom color right here. And again, I just have no idea how this is showing up, but it has this cool iridescent pearl reflex. So at one angle, it looks like that camely natural nude that it does in the pot. And then from another, it has a pinky pearl reflect. It's just very cool. So that's that stack. Moving on from the stacks, because we have a lot of ground to cover. So the next stop after Naked Cosmetics was NYX, and they were having 40% off of all their cosmetics, and they had all their cosmetics there. It was ridiculous. But there was the line, the mother of all lines, the lines to end all lines. There were two of them, not just one, two for that NYX stand. It's because it was such a great deal, and I was willing to wait in the line because, you know, there's Ulta and they have those 40% off sales sometimes, but I'll go there and everything, you know, everyone loves when they have those sales. So everything's ravaged and swatched and open, and I just don't necessarily trust that everything hasn't been like on someone's lips or on their hands or whatever. So I thought if there's any time to get that kind of discount, it's now. And so I waited in the line. But in looking at what I got, it was so worth it. First of all, there are these eyeliners. This one, lip liners. This is in Coral and what is this? Purple Rain and Bloom. There are these colors right there. Just nice and springy. I actually have already opened and worn Coral. I wore it on Saturday night. It's a great, pretty surprisingly bright for the summer. Let me take it out and swatch them for you. So here is, while I'm holding them, the Coral, Bloom, and then the Purple Rain on the end. And they are just so, I'm so impressed with their lip pencils because they stay and they're very pigmented and they're just great. So, and at 40% off, they were dirt cheap. Great. Next thing I got were lip glosses because I've heard people rave about these, but I've never actually tried a NYX lip gloss. And these are the, what are these? Mega Shine lip gloss, because I know they have a ton, but I've never tried the Mega Shine lip glosses, so I thought I would. This is a gorgeous pink with, I don't have room. This is a gorgeous pink with kind of goldy sheen, and it's called Candy Shop. All I can think of is 50 Cent. This one, this bright guy, is Juicy Red, and it's kind of an orangey, I have a feeling it's not going to be, yeah, it's not very opaque, but it looked so intriguing from the outside. It's kind of sheer. There is Juicy Red here on the top. And then the last one I got was kind of a nudie, and it's called Sponge Cake. And these smell delicious. Really, really nice smelling. This one's kind of opaque, has a creamy finish, and it's called Sponge Cake. Here it is right there. So very nice. And the last thing I got from NYX were their eyeshadow bases, and this is the white one, and then I also, I don't know if this is focusing, the white one, and then I also got the skin colored one, and this is because I frequently get the question asked, do you know of any kind of drugstore brand or reasonably priced brand that makes a skin, or an eye primer, like just a neutral, natural eye primer? And I can't really ever answer that I do. Right now my favorite drugstore primers are the Maybelline Color Tattoos, but there's no skin tone color, so I'm always recommending Urban Decay and Painterly Paint Pot, but I've heard great things about the NYX, but until I tried them, I didn't want to make any recommendations because, you know, I mean, it's your money. I don't want to tell you to buy something that I don't necessarily know or like. So I finally have them. Hopefully they will work well. I'm sure they will. People love them, so I have those. It was actually in the NYX line that I finally got to meet April and Sammy, like in person in real life. It was the coolest thing ever. They are such sweet girls. I said it before and I'll say it again. Go check out their channels below because they both have hauls of what they got, which are very similar to, we all have very similar hauls because we influenced each other in such a bad way, but such a good way. So you should go check out their channels. And right when we first got together, we had all talked about where we had been and what we had gotten, and April was talking about this Bdellium Tools booth that she had gone to, and she showed me some of her brushes, and they looked and felt phenomenal for what she said she paid for them. So I went to check out the booth myself. I have actually went there multiple times because April's obsession became my obsession, and what she bought, I pretty much bought. So I got a lot of very cool, very different brushes though. So let me show you those. There are these. And let's start with this face brush. This is the Face 958 and it's the powder blending brush. You can see here it's a duo fiber powder blending brush, and it's just so, it's the thickest kind of duo fiber brush I'd ever seen. Nice long handle. They just feel so nice and sturdy. This one looks like it's shedding a little bit, but nothing serious. Certainly no more than like the Sigma brushes I had. So I got that one. I actually got a lot of duo fibers. I don't know why. This is the taper blending brush, the large taper blending brush, and this I could see as being good for setting powder under the eyes, or maybe even blending out the eyes, or I don't know, things around the eyes. But it's just a very cool, kind of fluffier. The next brush was the Duo Fiber Foundation brush, and this reminded me so much of the brush that Sigma has in their HD or Precision Face Kit. I forget what that is, but I've just seen so many people like to use these for either concealer or little foundation things. I don't even know, but it's just such a cool little like mini kabuki brush. It's so adorable. So that was a really cool brush. And then the last, no, I had two more. This is the Smoky Eyeliner brush. Another pretty unique brush to my collection. Ooh, because it has a very tiny tapered tip, but then it's like wider on the outside. Is that focused? So it's just very cool and great for getting, you can either get really precise lines down here or you can smoke it out. And so that was really cool because right now, or lately, I've been working with something more like this, which is really good for smoky, but you can't get nearly the precision you can, as you can with this. So now the last brush, and this was one that's very similar to, again, another Sigma Precision brush, but also one from Japanesque that's like $20, I believe, in Ulta, and it's this kind of angled, or what do they call it? They call it the pointed foundation brush. So it's very similar to both of those brushes, but it was only 10 bucks from Bdellium, and it's really great quality, no shedding with this one. It's completely synthetic, and they're so soft. So these were the brushes that I really couldn't pass up on because they were something I'd been looking at for ages, and this was just absolutely the right price. So very excited about that one. So after getting that, then I started wandering around, and this was, at this point, the student competition had ended. Like, the students were done decorating or doing the makeup of their person, and all of their people were up and getting photos taken and just the coolest things. I do have pictures of those that if you want to see them, I can post them on my blog or something like that because they were just so cool. But I was up there looking at them, and then I turned around, and all of a sudden there's Tanya and Fleur, like the Tanya and the Fleur, and then further behind them are April and Sammy. Like, we somehow all found each other at the same time because it's a huge convention center. So I decided to go meet up with them because there's no way I don't know why. It's not like it's a phobia. I don't know why, but I just couldn't bring myself to talk to them alone. I needed a buddy of some sort. So we all went to talk to them together, and I was super starstruck, and it's one of those things that looking back on it, you're like, I said, what? I was like, oh, you look so pretty in real life. It's like, duh. what do you, I don't know. Anywho, it was such a cool experience, and you can actually see April and Sammy in, I believe it's one of Fleur's vlog videos, which was so cool and bizarre to see. But you can go see that on one of her latest videos if you know who I'm talking about. So that was very cool. Very bizarre, very surreal, but very cool. Then we all left to go to lunch, and it was at lunch that we started taking everything out of our bags and kind of going through it and just being giddy at what we got, that we then start to realize, well, I didn't see them there, and I didn't know you got that, and I wish I had gotten that. So basically, I mean, ultimately what happens is we go back. Shopping trip that I got a Z palette because I saw that Sammy had two actually, and I didn't know they were selling them there, so I got a Z palette because I love a good free form kind of palette. And as you can see, I already have my NARS cream shadows in here, which a few of you were asking about in my last video. And these I got from allcosmeticswholesale.com. Typically they retail, when you buy the singles, they retail for $24, $25 or something, and you can get them for $14 on All Cosmetics Wholesale. Pretty sure. And you even get them de-potted like this, so you don't have to do it yourself, which I loved and was such a big fan of. So I can't put the link in the bottom bar, actually. I can't put them in the comments, so I'll put the link to All Cosmetics Wholesale where I got these. Bottom bar, look for them there. So I got this Z palette, and then just a couple of other random things from different brands. Like this is Lipchic or Lipchic. I don't actually know what it is, but it's supposed to make your lipstick stay all day. And it's this little thing that you put over your lipstick to make it stay all day. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but I'm so excited to, because I've seen other people blog about it and the results are just incredible, that it truly does stay all day. It like seals your lipstick. I don't know how it does it, but it's great. So I'm super eager to try that. And then I went to Inglot, and because I had gotten all these pigments, I wanted to try a mixing medium. I've never actually used an official mixing medium. I've only ever used water. So I thought I would try their Duraline. So this is Inglot's Duraline, and it's a really cool stopper. I like the stopper they have. You press this top here. That's all you do as a stopper, which I think is very cool and much better than the little squeezy one that people typically have. So I got this Duraline from Inglot. And then the last thing I got, and another brand that I didn't know was there, was Lime Crime, and you'll see that's another common thing in all of our videos, was we all got something from Lime Crime because they just have phenomenal pigmentation, just amazing. And this is their Carousel Gloss. I think that's what it's called. First of all, this is a very cool packaging, and it's called Carousel Gloss, and I saw Nikki Tutorials do a review of their entire line of Carousel Glosses, but this is the one that I fell in love with, and it's Candy Apple, because it has all of these, like, it's red with red glitter flecks in it, and it's so opaque and just really, really great. Look at that. I mean, that's just phenomenal. So I really fell in love with that. So that is it for my haul. It was such an amazing experience, so cool to meet Sammy and April in person and actually see people that I've only ever seen on YouTube that I'm just like drool over because they're so cool to meet. Very cool. If you've ever thought about going to IMATS, I highly recommend it. I mean, there's great beauty discounts. It's so inspirational to see actual makeup artists working on, you know, what it is they do best, and then just see girls who are walking around, see their makeup. That's also inspirational. And then to get to meet people you've only ever talked to online. It's just a cool, cool experience that if you can have it, I highly recommend. So that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.